please listen at least till I get the question out. Listen that much. If you want to stay for the rest, that's fine. Listen at least till I get the question out. The riots have happened. The protests have happened. And the cities are burning. Right now, America is listening. This is the conversation we need to be having. My question is this: what tools and resources do we as Black Americans and minorities have within our control that we can use to change the situation that we're going through in this country? That's a question. So if you want to leave, that's fine. You can leave. Just let that marinate in your brain. But for those who want to stay with me for a minute, hear me out. I asked that question because I'm going to give you the context. See, we have a relationship in this country with our country, with the police, with the government, with the laws. It's a relationship. When you have a troublesome relationship, the first step is trying to control how you react to the situation and what it is within your control that you can change to make the system better. This system has done a lot of disservice to Black Americans. It has done a great disservice to us. But it's still the system we have to work with. It's still the relationship that we have to be in. Hold on. We have to start talking about what we can do to change the situation. How can we, as Black Americans and minorities, how can we be better people to make our relationship better? The reason I say that is because that's the only dynamic within our control that we can change. We have fought, marched, been beaten, been hosed, been chewed on by dogs, been lynched, and everything else in this system, and we keep thinking that that's going to change. We keep approaching the relationship screaming that they need to change. It's still our relationship. Tomorrow, when we wake up and the cities are burned, we have to get up to that relationship. So, my question is, what can we do as individuals, what can we do as Black Americans and minorities to affect how we respond, react, and how we can better ourselves in this relationship? We need to focus on what is within our control. So what's in our control? What's in our control? Our direct sphere of influence. It's not Trump. He's not in our sphere of influence. It's not the celebrities. They're not in our sphere of influence. Think about yourself and what your sphere of influence is. What is it? What is it? Is it your home? Is it your kids? Is it your job? Is it you? How you present yourself? Is it your finances? These are the things that are within our immediate sphere of influence that we have the opportunity to change. We have to start somewhere. We need to start with what we can change. The personal responsibility of changing our relationship lies with each one of us. Each one of us. This is the conversation we need to be having. Are we doing everything we can to have a fulfilling and healthy relationship? I know. I said on Facebook before that we're not ready to have this conversation. We need to. So that's what we need to start talking about and what we need to start working on. We need to start working on that. I've had a lot of my white friends come to me this weekend with all the riots happening. And they're asking me how I feel about everything. These are people that I grew up with, asking me, calling me. My boy Andy called me. Andrew, he called me, asking me how I felt about everything and how I was taking it. He genuinely cared. That's my bro. And we had a great conversation. We talked several times over the past couple days. One of the things I asked him was about his business. He owns a wood furniture building company. He builds wood furniture, beautiful tables, beautiful just beautiful wood furniture and things like that. It's called Urban Wood. If you want to check it out, Urban Wood on Facebook, you can check them out. But I asked him, I said, the one thing I didn't know, I said, I remember he used to work for an eyeglass place, and now he's got this business. And I said, I don't understand how you got from eyeglasses to the wood furniture. We talk about white privilege, and we scorn people for having white privilege. And our white allies turn to us and say, what can we do? I asked Andrew, how he got from point A to point B. He's got a beautiful home in Arizona, in Phoenix. His company, he's got a showroom. He's got his workshop. He called me. He had bought a new truck and offered to sell me his old one. I didn't have the money for it. Otherwise, I gladly would have taken it. He had an in-ground pool. I call him video chat. Him and his kids are swimming in the pool, and we're having a beer. I asked him how he got from point A to point B. And he asked me what he can do. How does he help black people? How can he help black people? I just said, bro, you just did it. If white people want to know how they can help black Americans, share your life. Share your life. A lot of the problems that we face in the black community are problems of cyclical and generational dysfunction. People call it post-traumatic slave disorder. Call it what you want. It doesn't change. How you label it doesn't change what's happening. Poverty breeding poverty. Mental illness breeding mental illness. Dysfunction breeding dysfunction. Bad parents breeding bad children who become bad parents. Cyclical, generational. When you share your life with black Americans and minorities, when you open your home, when you take that privilege and open access to us to understand and to see and to learn from it, that's a lot. That's a lot. When we come from homes where there was dysfunction, there was alcoholism, there was poverty, there was mental illness, to see a family that operates successfully helps us learn to be successful with our families. When people know how to budget their money and they show us how they use money, how they invest, how they start businesses, like my friend Andrew, that helps us learn. And it also shows us, because we are now sharing life with you, it allows us to see that it's doable, that we can succeed in it. I had a friend who asked on Facebook, my friend Christy asked what she as a white woman can do. And I pointed out to the fact, I said, share life. I said, you're already doing it. Christy has a beautiful daughter, three beautiful daughters, but her oldest has had a boyfriend for many years, and they have a beautiful daughter now together. Her boyfriend's Black American, and the entire relationship, she and her husband, by the way, who started his own business, have kept him close to their family so they can instill their values in him so he can provide best for her and their child. She's already done it. That's all it takes. Hold our hand. Share your life. My Black Americans, if we are too proud to say that we need help, and we're not willing to take the hand that's offered to learn, to grow, that's our fault and our mistake. There's never been a better time than right now for us to succeed and to get ahead. The time has never been better, even with everything going on. The cards have never been stacked more in our favor. And right now, America is listening. Let's have this conversation. I love you. You guys have a great day.